Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today we just got a new ban list. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out this new ban list. So I was actually at Locals when this ban list dropped and I was watching the live stream and it was insane. I have to go ahead and give a quick shout out to Konami because that is how you drop a ban list. I absolutely loved the briefcase, bringing it out, the sunglasses, the whole aesthetic was amazing to actually see them drop a ban list this way, and it's amazing to do it on stream. I hope they start doing ban lists this way because that was awesome. I really enjoyed that, and I think it was a great community event to actually see all the people in the community come together and be able to actually see this ban list. It was awesome. Good job, Konami. So let's go ahead and talk about this new ban list and see how it's actually going to change the game, because in this last YCS we actually did see the majority of it taken over by Malice and Rizal, which is amazing to actually see two decks just be released and actually take over out of a deck build pack, which is insane. So let's go ahead and check out this ban list. So first off, we do have Blaster, Dragon Ruler of Infernos going to 3. That is awesome, dude. I'm so excited to actually see the Dragon Rulers go to 3. We're going to be doing an updated deck profile of a bunch of different decks, but Dragon Rulers are at the top of my list to be able to update, and I'm so excited to actually see the Dragon Rulers come back. We then have Dino Wrestler Pankratops. Pankratops coming back is actually really nice because there's a lot of decks that can side this card. And overall, there's cards like Fenrir that are already a little bit better than this card, but I feel like it's really nice to actually say Pankratops go back to 3 because it's a great Dino Wrestler card. We then have Redox, Dragon Ruler of Boulders, also going to 3. That's actually really nice to see the Dragon Rulers go back to 3. We have a Rescue Ace Airlifter. Shout outs to my buddy Aaron. This card is awesome that it's finally back at 3. But you guys are going to see why later on this list, why this card is actually gone back to 3, but it's awesome to finally see Rescue Ace get full power again. We then have Tempest, Dragon Ruler of Storms, going back to 3 again, just like Redox and Blaster and Tidal. This is awesome to see all the Dragon Rulers go back to 3. We then have Tidal, Dragon Ruler of Waterfalls, going to 3 again, just like all the other Dragon Rulers. This is awesome to finally see all the Dragon Rulers back to 3. I believe it was actually about 10 years ago that they were all banned. Back in 2014, I believe. I might be wrong in the year, but I feel like it's been about 10 years since we've seen all the Dragon Rulers at 3, and it's actually really nice. It might have been 2013 when they actually were banned, but it's really insane to actually see all the Dragon Rulers finally back at 3. We now have Thunder Dragon Colossus. I feel like this is one of those 1 or 3 copies kind of things, so this is not that big of a deal. Ib, kind of the same thing. You're never playing 3 copies of this anyways, but the big one on this is actually opening of the Spirit Gates. Don't worry, there will be an update of Sacred Beast coming to the channel soon. I'm so excited to actually see opening of the Spirit Gates go back to 3. This is really nice to finally see this card back at 3. I feel like it was the wrong hit to Yubel, but they had to basically stop the consistency for a little bit till they could actually hit Yubel, and this was the easiest way to do it, was actually hitting opening of the Spirit Gates. I feel like this card probably could have gone to 2, but it went to 1 on one of the previous lists, and now it's back at 3, which is really nice because we finally have the Searcher for Sacred Beast back, and it's so cool. This is actually really nice. Okay, so that's it for the unlimited section. Let's talk about the semi-limited section, and this is actually pretty big right here, okay? There's just a few cards moving, but there's some pretty big moves here, okay? So first off, we have Cyberjar going to 2, dude. That's really cool to actually see Cyberjar going back to 2. This is one of my favorite classic cards, and it's so nice to finally see Cyberjar coming back, and I love this card so much. It's one of my favorite classic cards because it's really cool just to be able to flip it, destroy all the monsters on the field, reveal a top 5 of both players' deck, and then special summon as many of the revealed level 4 lower monsters in face-up attack or face-down defense, and add the remaining cards to your hand. This is actually going to see some interesting play, and we might even have to do an empty jar deck playing this, which would be really cool. We then have Danger Jackalope and Danger Tsuchinoko or Danger Noodle going to 3 or going to 2. It's actually really cool to see these cards going to 2 because having Danger Jackalope and Danger Tsuchinoko is actually going to boost Dark World up a little bit, and it's really nice to see these cards come back. I don't feel like they're played very much anymore, but it could be really interesting to see these cards played in like Phantom Knights, played inside different decks like Dark World and stuff like that. I really like the fact that they've actually brought both of these Dangers back too. They may even go to 3 on the next list, or they might be like malicious that they end up just staying at 2 for a very long time. But I feel like these cards going to 2 is actually really cool. Cyberdraw I feel like could probably go to 3 on the next list, but I understand them putting this card at 2 because they want to see kind of what this is going to do before they actually move this card to 3. We then have Eva going to 2. Again, I feel like this is kind of one of those 1 or 3 kind of situations. You never played it at 3 when you played it in Drytron or any other deck. So I feel like 2 is fine. It gives Drytron a little bit of a boost. I'm definitely going to be playing Drytron in the next format, along with Ryzel, which is just going to be really cool. But I'm really excited for this. This is actually really, really cool to actually see Eva go back to 2. It is actually really cool. I also have to give a quick shout out to Triff. They literally changed this, I bet, right as he won, okay? They literally changed Perform Pal Monkey Board to 2. I bet you they did. They actually gave us a Pendulum card back. And it took Triff winning YCS with, like, just winning to get another Pendulum card back. Can we point that out really quick? We actually got Monkey Board back to 2. I feel like Monkey Board could probably go to 3 at this point, but it's really cool to actually see this card come back. But again, probably could go to 3. But overall, really cool. And also, quick shout out to Triff. Congratulations on coming in first place. That's awesome, dude. I'm really excited to see another content creator actually do really well on a competitive level. You guys got to see. We know what we're talking about. Now, let's go ahead and get into the limited section. So the limited section is going to be just a few cards, but this is big. This is also really big because Tenpai is ruined. Tenpai is ruined. Tenpai is still going to see play, but I don't think it's going to see competitive play like it has been because this just completely crushes the consistency of the deck. Because now they have 3 cards currently at 1. Okay, so we have Tenpai Dragon Chundra at 1. Called it on my ban list prediction video. They were going to put Chundra to 1. Called it about Phantom View Bell and called it about Sangan Kaiman that all 3 of these were going to get limited. I totally called this, that they were going to go ahead and just deal with these. Okay, but let's go over them card by card and discuss this. So Tenpai Dragon Chundra going to 1 is actually really big because it's one of the most powerful cards in the entire deck to basically go 1 card combo for game, which is crazy powerful. But this is a really awesome hit for Tenpai to basically just stop it in its tracks because the deck has been so crazy as a going second deck, and it's a really good deck. Like, it's really, really good. It's one of the most powerful OTK decks ever created, but it's really nice to actually see Chundra go to 1 because it kind of hurts the power level of Tenpai. I really thought they were going to ban Sangan summoning, but they really didn't on this list, but hitting Chundra to 1, really nice. Phantom of Yugioh, this is a card I feel like should have already been hit at 1, and is actually why they gave us back Opening of the Spirit Gates, is because they eliminated Phantom of Yugioh. It's by far the best card in Yugioh, but it's really nice to actually see it go to 1, where they only get 1 real interaction with this card, and it's very, very nice to actually see this, because Yugioh is still playable. Yugioh is by far still playable, and they're actually a winner and a loser on this list, because by them actually limiting this card, they got 2 copies of Opening of the Spirit Gates back, which increases the consistency of the deck, where you have so many different searchers in the deck to be able to step into cards like Phantom of Yugioh, but you only have 1 Phantom of Yugioh, which basically makes it a little bit better to play this. I might actually be playing Yugioh in the next coming format because it's actually really cool that they actually limited this card so it's not quite as insane. This is going to be a really fun deck to play. But it's still going to see competitive play. I think it's maybe tier 2 now, but it's still pretty good. Okay, so for the next one we have Sangan Kaiman. Again, great hit. Great hit for Tenpai to basically just check Tenpai with Chundra, Kaiman, and summoning the field spell all at 1 now is fantastic. This is fantastic. The deck is still playable by all means. You just play more copies of Dora, more copies of Genroku. You probably play 3 copies of Genroku and 3 copies of Dora now to actually like make up for this, which is going to be really interesting. But overall, pretty good hits. I really like this overall to actually see Kaiman and Chundra both hit on this list because it really ruins the consistency of the deck without completely destroying the deck by banning something like Chundra, Pydra, or Fadra. You can still play. The next card we have, which is a complete curveball, by the way, is Zodiac Barrage. I really thought it was going to be Masterpiece. I thought when they put Masterpiece to 3 in Master Duel, we were going to see it on the next ban list. Also, really weird that we got this ban list on the 9th of December. I thought we would get it at like the 1st of January, but funny enough, we got it right at the 9th of December. This is actually taking effect today, which is crazy. Okay, but Zodiac Barrage is really cool. If you guys don't know what Zodiac Barrage does, this card lets you target a face card you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon a Zodiac monster from the deck, which is the main effect you're going to use this card, that you can just target any card you control, pop it, and then bring out a Zodiac. So you can basically make a Zeus, and a really big Zeus at that, which is pretty cool, but it's at 1, which is not that crazy. This card also has the ability, if this card is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target a Zodiac XZ you control and attach this card from your graveyard to that XZ as an XZ material, which is a pretty cool effect that this card can just basically put itself under your copy of your Zodiac monster, give an additional material. But overall, I don't think this changes Zodiac that much, but 1 copy, probably fine. I thought this was going to be Trident, but hey, it's fine. I thought this was either, I always thought we were going to see Trident and Masterpiece go back to 1, but hey, whatever. I think it's fine. I think this is totally fine to actually see these cards go back to, or go to 1, but this is actually really cool to see Barrage and them actually give us something back. So, for the next one, maybe on the next list, we'll see Trident and we'll see Masterpiece probably on the next list, because I still think that they use Master Duel as a testing ground to actually see what they can move. And so I feel like actually seeing Masterpiece go to 3 is going to prove the point that we can actually have Masterpiece in the TCG at 1 or even at 3. It's probably not that big of a deal anymore, especially with all the floodgates hit. Okay, so for the next one, we do have the ban cards, and this was good. Okay, so first off, I don't agree with the approach, though. I don't agree with the approach of how they handle this, but it's a step, okay? It is a step. So, we have Gimmick Puppet Nightmare going to ban. These are all 3 ban. We have Gimmick Puppet Nightmare, Jowgen, and we have OSS, Original Sinful Spoil, Snake Eye, all getting banned. So, let's start off card by card. So, Gimmick Puppet Nightmare getting banned is huge for Branded, because it makes it so that we could probably see Branded Fusion come back to 3 eventually. I really do think that Branded Fusion should come back to 3, because it's a really good engine overall for a bunch of different decks and gives you so much utility and creative deck building that I feel like it should come back to 3. There's no deck right now that's going to utilize Branded Fusion besides Gimmick Puppet that's going to actually take a deck to the level that Branded would be with Gimmick Puppet Nightmare and Jowgen, okay? Like, there's just not a deck that's going to do it. It's just not. Branded is going to be eternally tier 2, probably until it gets power crept because of Jowgen and Gimmick Puppet being banned and all the other cards that have just gotten hit over the years with this card, with these cards being hit. And I feel like Branded Fusion is probably going to come back just like Opening of the Spirit Gates did on the next list. Maybe on the next list it'll come back to 2. Maybe we'll see it in a couple of lists. Maybe by the end of 2025 we'll probably see Branded Fusion come back to 2 or 3 copies. I'm not sure. Maybe. But I could see it happening because Branded Fusion is probably not going to do anything at 1. But both of these getting banned is actually really cool, because we see Gimmick Puppet Nightmare being banned is actually really good, because now you can't Gimmick Puppet lock, and it actually makes Branded actually play for Branded. It doesn't make it play where you have to play Sanctifier and play that way. But I do think that this is another Halka Fibrax situation or a Needle Fiber situation. We're not addressing the problem card. Say it with me. We banned Sanctifier, okay? This was not the right move. I don't agree with this being the right move, because by banning Gimmick Puppet Nightmare and Jowgen, now the majority of players are just going to play Ido, which is a little bit more difficult to get to, yes, or they're going to play Ra's Disciple, which is, again, a little bit weird to get to. Do I feel like this is the correct answer? No. I don't, because now we have to also ban Ido, and we have to ban Ra's Disciple, and we have to ban, or well, you don't have to ban Orthos, but there's different cards that you have to hit that makes it so you cannot special summon. There's just too many targets to ban for this, and I feel like this is not the correct answer to actually hit Jowgen and Gimmick Puppet. It should have been Sanctifier, and it would have been fine, but this is what we got, and it's fine, and it may make it so we have Branded Fusion back. Okay. So for the next one, we have Original Sinful Spoil Snake Eye. Okay, this or Flameberg is the correct answer to deal with Snake Eye. Snake Eye is no more, and by hitting this, it makes it so you can make level 1 fire decks again. Okay, so hear me out. The reason that you hit original Sinful Spoil Snake Eye, and it's actually, in my opinion, the correct hit over Flameberg, is because if you hit this, then it breaks away Diabellstar from all the level 1 plays that are level 1 fire plays. Like, it's the correct, it's just not even debatable. And I have a whole argument for this. And I've been discussing this at local. So, the reason I say that this is the correct move is because by hitting original Sinful Spoil Snake Eye, you basically pull Diabellstar and Wanted away from playing with the level 1 fire monsters, because this card is the key combo piece for Fire King to play Diabellstar, for Rescue Ace to play Diabellstar, which is why we saw Airlifter go to 3, and for Snake Eyes to play Diabellstar, okay? Because by banning this, you now cannot play Diabellstar in any of those 3 decks, but you also keep the consistency for White Forest for Diabellstar, because you can keep Wanted and Diabellstar at 3, because she still gets to those original Sinful Spoils cards. So you can get to Deception. So Deception can get to Hollowed Azamina, and then Azamina can let you step into an Azamina card. So I feel like this is exactly what we needed for the health of the game, is to actually see original Sinful Spoils Snake Eye ban, opposed to Flameberg, because if you ban Flameberg and not this, then you actually do not address the problem. And I feel like I missed that on my ban list prediction video, that we should have banned this instead of Flameberg, and this is actually the correct hit. And I think Konami is onto something. I really feel like they're onto something with this one, that even like Volcanic can't use it anymore. Volcanic can't use Snake Eye anymore. Fire King can't use it, so Fire King has been put into check without even like addressing Fire King itself. You've addressed all these different decks in the correct way, without even like hitting any of them. Like you address the problem card. But again, I'm going to say this. Hitting this is wrong. Hitting this is right. This is hitting a problem card right here with original Sinful Spoil Snake Eye. This is not hitting a problem card, and you get more cards hit. So by doing this, I feel like this is the correct answer for Snake Eye, but it's the wrong answer for Brandon. But overall, great list. I feel like it's the correct way to actually address this ban list. It's a wonderful list, okay? Overall, we had a bunch of cards move. It's going to change up the game, but what is it going to do for the meta? And I can already tell you guys what this is going to do for the meta. Are you ready? They didn't address Fiendsmith. They did not address Fiendsmith at all, okay? Fiendsmith is still full power and just one of the best engines ever created. Fiendsmith is insane. They did not address Kashtira. Thank you. Thank you for not addressing Kashtira. Okay, so Kashtira has not been addressed. Thank you. Okay, don't really think it needs to be, but I feel like it's very interesting that they did not address Kashtira. They did not address Fiendsmith. I feel like that's fine for the moment. They've got to reprint it, and then they'll hit it. Okay, so don't worry about it. It's gonna happen. But Ryzel or Ryzel mixed with Fiendsmith is going to be the best deck. Okay, Ryzel Fiendsmith, best deck. Triff proved it tonight with the deck that he played. It's just insane. Like it is the best deck by far moving forward. But they're gonna have to address Fiendsmith eventually. It's coming. It's going to. On the next list, probably in 3 months, we're probably gonna see Fiendsmith just completely destroyed. We're probably gonna see Engraver go to 1 and Track go to 1, or they're just gonna ban Requiem. One of the two. Okay, like we're gonna see either those 2 hits or the 1 hit. I don't know. It's going to be one of the 2. Yubel is still good. Tempai is still good, but it's not meta good. It might be tier 2, but that's going to catch a lot of people in tournaments off guard, because you're still going to be able to OTK, and if you're not prepared to be OTK'd, you're going to lose. All the board breakers are still good. So I feel like it's really, really good to actually see that, and it might kind of change up the game. I think it's neat, though. But overall, great list. Winners, losers, we might do a winners and losers where I discuss all this in another video, which you guys should definitely check out. I'm really thinking about doing that, so definitely let me know down in the comments down below, because I could talk about this for another hour about this, and it would be so easy to do. I'm going to be live streaming later tonight, so definitely check that out, where I'm going to be playing Master Duel against you guys, so definitely check that out, because we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to be doing a lot of ban list discussions, and I might even, if we see good response to this video, we might even do a winners and losers of this ban list and go very in depth with what's really good and what's really bad now, and go ahead and talk to you guys about about that. I'm gonna do it in a live stream, so definitely check that out. But I feel like overall, great list. I feel like it's very interesting. All the dragon rulers back. Oh my god, I'm gonna play dragon rulers. I feel like that's really cool. Dark World wins, and then there's just so many cool decks that have won from this list. And even by hitting the original Simple Spool Snake Eye, it's just wonderful. So that's gonna be this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell down there so you can become a part of the notification squad, and definitely tell me what you guys think of this list down in the comments down below, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.